Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all a very quick update on XRP. Just going to dive into a few quick things here. Appreciate you guys really liking that last video I did. You guys like, subscribe, comment. Really appreciate each and every one of you. So if you want me to continue to give you these quick XRP updates, guys, do the same thing. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment down low. So what we've been looking at here on XRP, guys, we're on the 12-hour chart. I want to go on the 12 with you because we had a close here at 12. And guys, we'd have to wait till about 8 p.m. tonight for the actual close of the day. So we're going to be going off the 12-hour chart here. We may get out into the 1 day a little bit, maybe into the 4-hour a little bit. But the main thing we're going to stay on here is the 12-hour. So just be aware of that. All right, guys, so what I did, I took from our swing low here to our swing high, and right now we are sitting exactly on this 0.5 Fibonacci level right now, and that's also correlating with this trend line here, guys. So this is a really crucial area. We're going to have to see if we get a bounce off this or if we start having candle closes below it. You can see this last 12-hour candle, we closed slightly below it, and then right now it looks like we're trying to defend it and get back up in there, guys. And remember how powerful trend line breaks are. If we do break out of there, we definitely could go down here to that 0.618 around 35 cents, or ultimately down to, you know, this 50 moving average or around this 100 moving average or 200, guys. That definitely could happen, and sometimes it does happen, especially if you get this break from a trend line, guys. Trend line breaks, a lot of times what you'll either have a clean break where you just fall really hard if you start getting candle closes below it. That's a possibility. Sometimes you'll fall down, then you'll pull back onto this trend line and then fall further, or sometimes you'll just get back up in it. So we're going to have to see what happens, guys. But overhead resistance, if we do get back up in this trend line, we'll want to get up above that 39.25, and then we'd want to get up above that 0.382 around 40 cents, guys, where we had all these wicks. That was the bears basically pushing the bulls down, saying you're not going any higher today. This is where you're going to stay. And that's what happens whenever you see these long wicks there. That's a lot of profit taking, and the bears jumping into positions as well. So keep that in mind. But we got to pay attention to this trend line break, guys. It's also on that 0.5, that 50% of the Fibonacci, which is really important. Another thing I wanted to mention was the volume. So do you see how the volume is really decreasing here, guys? It's getting really low, and that's what happens before a large move, either to the upside or to the downside. I want you to be aware of that. When volume gets really small, things start getting small like that, yes, we can move sideways for a while, but you're eventually going to have a break to the upside or to the downside. So I would say some type of a break is going to be coming here fairly soon, guys, so stay aware of that. Next, what we're going to do is add in some oscillators. We're going to go to our stock RSI first and see what's happening here. So guys, we're actually a little lower on here. We did have a bearish cross to the downside, and that happened right at this candle here. You can see we had a fall. We tried to have a reaction up to that 0.382, and then we fell back down again. We're at 21 and 26, so we are in oversold conditions right now, guys. So that is a good thing in terms of where we're at right here. If we were already in overbought conditions and we were starting to see this right here, that would be even more significant of a potential break to the downside. But since we are a little lower here, we have more room to the upside. So we're going to have to see where this candle closes here on the 12 hours, guys, on the stock RSI. The next one we're going to look at is our RSI. It's our relative strength index. And guys, with our RSI, we are dead neutral right now. We are at 51.74. You can see us here just basically moving sideways right here. We're basically having lower highs with higher lows, so eventually we're just going to have a break to the upside or to the downside. We're really neutral here, guys. This could be a large move here to either direction, so let's really pay attention to this and keep our eyes on XRP. Next one we're going to go to is our MACD. And on the MACD, guys, we had our bearish cross that happened right here on this bearish engulfing candle. Then we just been moving to the side or down here, guys, and kind of to the sideways a little bit. Histograms kind of moving sideways, up and sideways a little bit. So still just a little more neutral there, guys. This is the time we just have to be careful. We have to be patient, and we have to wait and see where this candle closes here today. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this fib off. We're going to go out to the 1 day and see what that looks like. All right, so guys, obviously we still have our trend line intact there. We had this beautiful move to the upside there. And what we had here, guys, we had a really long wick on top, and that's where the bulls were pushing down. But look at this candle body. Do you see how far it closed down into this other candle, that was a sign that we may have continuation to the downside. And then what we had was a bullish engulfing candle here, but we did not get much follow through. It wasn't on a ton of volume here, guys, so that made it a little weaker. And then you can see right here we got hit with another bearish candle. Now we did not close halfway down into it, guys, but this still was, it almost looked like a hanging man candle kind of after this move. With a hanging man candle, guys, typically what you'll have is a smaller head for the body, and then you'll have a wick that's about 2 to 3 times as long. So this one would not qualify just due to how long the body is, but that's kind of the best example I can give you right there, guys. Then we had a little bounce off this trend line. We came up, and you can see where there's some profit taking there, and now we're just fighting on this trend line. And what we were waiting for to see, guys, in the last video, I talked about a golden cross. We want to see if this 50 is going to cross over that 200, because typically when that happens, that'll give this price action another push to the upside. Or we could just kiss off here, guys, and fall to the downside. That is always a possibility that can happen just as easily as well, okay? But you can see how it's just fighting back and forth, and we're waiting to see if it moves. And I guess what we can do here is kind of go through the time frames. We'll go to the 12-hour, see if we got it. Guys, and we did get a golden cross there. You can see where it happened here, and that was that move to the upside. So it did happen on the 12-hour there. Let's check the 16-hour. 16-hour, we got the cross, guys. So we're just going to wait to see if this ends up happening on the 1 day, which is going to be pretty significant and important. And then I also want to do the trend line angle on this one, guys. Right there. So that's about a 50% trend line there. So we want to keep our eye out on that. When it breaks, guys, we could have a decent move to the downside. We really look for support first here on the 1 day around 37, then I'd be down around this 200-day moving average at 33. Even if we back tested that, guys, that'd be all right. See if we get a bounce off it. So these are the things I'm looking at, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just want to give you a quick one here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have been great. Love you. Take care. God bless.